Hello and welcome back to the Gathering for Good Chaos Commanderthon supporting Warchild. And today I'm going to be joined by two very, very special people, which will be on screen right now as soon as I click into it. It's Georgia from Warchild UK and none other than the voice of Thancred himself, Peter Bramhill. Hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
How,
Hello
Hi.
there.
how are you both doing today? Are you doing good? You doing good? I hope you're doing good.
Very good, thanks. How are you doing? You've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm stressed. This is a lot today. We started late. Things are late, but that's okay. We're like at the end of the segment. This segment now, so everything's delayed, but it's all good.
We're seamless, we're layering it. It's fine.
Tomorrow is gonna run a lot more smoothly, no doubt, no doubt. But we're here now, so yeah. Yes. It's unlikely, but for those people at home who may not know who each of you are, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody? Georgia, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me. So hi everyone, I'm Georgia. I'm the gaming partnerships lead at Warchild UK. So that means that I look after all things gaming and raising funds through the games industry. So whether that's wonderful events like this or Gathering for Good, Steam sales, anything else you can think of that has gaming and fundraising, that's me.
Hell yeah. And of course, I don't think you need an introduction, but Peter, go ahead.
I am Peter Bramhill. I voice Thancred Waters in Final Fantasy XIV and many other characters along the way. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm here in support of Warchild and support of the Gathering for Good campaign too, which has been a brilliant thing to be part of, and I've been immensely delighted to be part of it. And it is our turn. It's our turn, Georgia, to push it all out there, right?
Absolutely.
Not just my turn, our turn. We're gathering it all in, pushing it all out there. Yeah, it's been a fantastic campaign to be part of. Yeah.
So, Georgia, I wanted to bring you on specifically, obviously, to talk about Warchild, because that's the reason that we're all here. It always shocks me a little bit that when I talk to people and I mention Warchild as a charity, it kind of pains me that many people have like either not heard of it or don't know what they do, especially because the work that you do is so pivotal and needed, especially in recent years with everything that's going on. So, for the people at home who might not be familiar with Warchild, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what Warchild actually does and how their donations help affect the work that you do?
Of course, no, thank you. And you're completely right. We're a small but mighty organisation, as I like to say. So we're kind of what it says on the tin, which is very helpful. Warchild is a unique organisation, and we support children who have been affected by war. And sadly, right now, it's the deadliest time ever to be a child, with 1 in 5 children who are living in or fleeing conflict. We aim to reach children as quickly as possible when conflict breaks out, and we stay long into recovery to help children heal and learn, and help them unlock a safer and brighter future. We currently work across 14 countries, and some of the most dangerous places in the world. So think Ukraine, Gaza, South Sudan, the DRC. And our key mission is very much to protect, educate, and stand up for the rights of children. And in particular, we specialise in children's mental health and trauma. I do have a lot more detail that I can go into around Gaza, but I know that we are short on time. Would it be okay if I just went into that quickly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Definitely. So sadly, Gaza is a very much needed area right now. Sadly, the equivalent of a classroom of 28 children are killed on average each and every day. The children are suffering not just physically, but emotionally and mentally, with the relentless airstrikes, displacement, and fear. It's deeply traumatizing. And if we think that not only have they lost their homes, maybe their families and friends, but they've also lost their schools. So their dreams are on hold. So for over 1 million children, they're not in education, they're falling behind, and there's no end in sight to that. So at this really critical time, War Child is focused on working with our local partners to provide psychological and emotional support, as well as education and child safeguarding services. We provide counselling, so individual counselling, group sessions, and we also connect children to specialist care if they need it. And this allows children a safe space to speak and process their trauma in a way that they can hopefully move forward from it. And we also have 10 learning centres across Gaza, because like I said, there's children aren't going to school. There's no way to be going to school. So that offers them education, but also emotional support amongst all the chaos. And then, of course, where we can, we do offer emergency aid, including food, water, and clothing. And then, of course, this is all underpinned by a mammoth plan that the team are pulling together, a long-term strategic recovery plan, which is ready for implementation as soon as a ceasefire is announced. So big, hefty work that the amazing team are doing, and like you say, helping children to heal and look for a brighter future.
Absolutely. Honestly, like with the terrifying things that are happening right now, again, that it's so needed. So thank you so much for sharing what War Child is actually doing out there, and like telling, because sometimes it can feel so hopeless thinking that you don't have an effect, but like you're out there doing the work. So thank you so much. So obviously this event that we're doing right now, the Chaos Commanderthon, is a supporting event for Gathering for Good, which is obviously a fantastic campaign. Oh, Jesus. We just got a donation of £25 from Finn Ally. So thank you so much for that. That every time it goes off, it scares me. Anyway, so yes, where was I? Hi, sorry. I've also got a cat here who has decided that he wants to sit with me. So
I've got some fish there.
yeah. Oh, he's after the fish. That's what it is. So yeah, the Gathering for Good campaign obviously started last year for the first time. It was a campaign where actors signed magic cards. Specifically, that was the Doctor Who campaign last year, and this year it's Final Fantasy, and we're getting a bunch of voice actors together who've signed a bunch of cards to get auctioned off for charity for this amazing cause. I'd love to, as this is the second annual event, I'd love to hear more about how that started and came to be, Georgia.
Of course. So I wish I could take the credit because it's such a brilliant idea. But my lovely colleague, that many of you all know as RNS TV, came up with this amazing plan. As a Magic the Gathering fan, he identified that this would be a really cool thing for us to be doing, and that there's no other charities in the space, and pulled together some great plans. Like you say, last year it was all around the Doctor Who set. We were very lucky at War Child. We have a lot of famous friends, shall we say, and our global ambassador Kerry Mulligan happens to be in what I would like to say is the best
Doctor Who Sally Sparrow in Blink. Fantastic episode of Doctor Who.
Exactly. So luckily we were already off to a running start, and she had an amazing network of people who were involved in the show, and through some of our other ambassadors and contacts as well. So it was incredible. There was an amazing response. Everyone wanted to be a part of it, and it went off with a bang, and we raised £17,000. It was incredible, and like I say, all down to Jay and his hard work. But then this year, when we heard that the crossover, the Universes Beyond with Final Fantasy was coming out, we just couldn't not do something. It's like the two biggest, most loyal and generous fandoms coming together. How could we miss out on this opportunity? So we were very, very lucky that Mia and Peter came into the War Child world, because I definitely would not have been able to pull this off on my own. You guys have been phenomenal, connecting us with everyone, and I mean, even things like the right language to use and how to address all of you all, because I don't want to upset anyone. I know Final Fantasy is everyone loves it so much. I didn't want to say the wrong thing. It was a real fear, but Mia definitely
of course. And of course, this year there is an auction going on. If you're in chat at the moment, you're watching this live, you can use !auction to go and have a look at that. All of the signed cards are on there. So far, you've raised £3,535 just for the auction and prize draw alone. I think with the prize draw, do you get a copy of every signed card among like other things?
You do, yes.
Yeah.
So in the prize draw, well, I say every card. There are 2 cards that you won't get, and I'm very sorry about that. And one of them is an Endwalker card, which we got signed at our pre-release event by Peter and Bethan and Colin and Rob. It's amazing. And then we do have one card that Matt Mercer signed for the Vincent Valentine, and then Alien Beast. We only have one of those each, and you can only get them in the auction. But the prize draw is a copy of all of the other cards. You get 5 posters, you get 5 packets of Dragon Shield sleeves, which were kindly donated by Chad Magic. You have a Gathering for Good playmat that was donated by Ultra Pro, and so loads more little bits and bobs, Warchild bits and pieces. So it's a really, really good one. And every £5 gives you an entry, and you can enter as many times as you want. So yeah, get entering.
Hell yeah. Of course. And as you mentioned, Peter, you've been pretty much pivotal in like bringing the campaign together this year. You've rallied the troops, so to speak, brought in all the scions, got everybody on the UK side like involved, and that allowed us to stretch out and get everybody else. But let's go back to the beginning. When you heard about the campaign, what made you want to get involved?
Oh well, look, it's an easy one, really. I mean, it's and also it's testament to Warchild that everyone I got in touch with did not hesitate for a second to be involved. In fact, they were, most of the time they were delighted to be involved. And so that's basically the bottom line of it all. And so for me, it was the same. As soon as I heard about it, well, you got us in touch initially. Yes, you must take some credit for that as well. And
trying to keep a low profile here.
and it's been brilliant. I've loved working with Georgia and Jay a bit initially as well. And then the idea came up, and Georgia's been. I mean, look, you say I'm pivotal, but without Georgia and Warchild, because it's the brand that gets everyone together. And especially, it couldn't be more prescient at the minute, as Georgia was saying. And it's been, I mean, a lot of us. I'm on my little Scion WhatsApp group, which is riveting all the time, obviously. And so they were delighted, but also it gave me the opportunity to put the feelers out to people I've met over the years, from the other side of the, Final Fantasy fam, if you like, from 7 and 16, and we've all bumped into each other in real life, which is what's been, a real joy, because it's an incredible community to be part of. As is now, I know the Magic the Gathering community, and the two sort of mighty forces have met here. And yeah, I mean, that is the two communities that just radiate positivity, inclusivity, and it's everything that sort of we need to galvanize this campaign. And so it's been great. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Actually, as you mentioned, that obviously the fans are very, very passionate. They're so passionate, Final Fantasy fans. Like, I went to FanFest and it was wild. It was a wild experience, the last FanFest that I went to.
Yes.
So obviously, you probably had a lot of interactions with fans. Are there any that like stick out in your mind that you like remember and you like hold close?
I mean, they're all, to a point, they're all always unbelievably positive, and also sometimes positive, in a tragic sense, like it's something the game has got people through a very difficult time in their lives, or it can just be, pure, unadulterated positivity. But there has been, I mean, my God, I've been given so many gifts over the years. Been very fortunate. I've got, I have a Christmas tree each year that's just hung with Thancred key rings.
Oh, that's cute as heck.
I once got a weird. I've mentioned this before. That the postman did arrive with a big sort of life-size cellophaned package. I opened it and it was just an enormous Thancred pillow with me.
That's great. I love that. Wait, like a body pillow? Oh my goodness.
Body pillow. Yeah. But obviously, I never sleep without it now. And I've had people show me tattoos they've had done of like a gun blade. And very, I was very honoured to have like my signature underneath it. I was like, oh my God. I mean, my mind is blown every time I meet. I did recently up in Glasgow, actually, last time I did a convention, a CooperCon convention, where all the Thancreds came out and we did that big Spider-Man meme together. That was good. That was a little highlight.
That's amazing. So I don't know if you've realized as well, but this marks 10 years post-release of Heavensward, where you started voicing Thancred. So massive congratulations that you've been voicing Thancred for a whole decade.
Thanks for having me.
As an actor, has your approach to that character changed in any way? And what is it like having played a character for that long? Because not many people get to play a character for 10 years.
No, it's crazy, isn't it? I know we sort of whenever we bump into each other, us or the Scions together, and I mean, that's one of the beauties of it, is meeting the players and the fans, and that's always, that is always the best thing about it, because you get to do it for so long, and people sort of grow with it. Like, I've met people that I've now known for years that I just met at a convention or at a gathering or a quiz or anything like that. And it's the same for us, the Scions, because normally with voice work, you don't really get to meet the people that are in the game, and the games seem enormous when you play them, but actually the reality, maybe a few hours you'll get that done in a booth. But this one's been very different. We've sort of grown like a great big fantasy soap opera, over the years.
I absolutely love the way that you interact with each other, because whenever I see you together or around, it just feels like you're family at this point. I don't know if that's
I think we've taken on, or maybe that's why we were cast in the first place, but we've sort of grown with it. I mean, 10 years is not an insignificant amount of time. And we've changed within that time as well. But if you're with something that long, I'm not doing it all the time, but you do, and whenever we meet each other, you kind of realize, you go, oh yeah, I see why you were cast originally. And you realize we all have some of the characteristics of those characters. I'd like to think all the good ones, but maybe there's a few bad ones in there. Who knows? Who knows?
Epic. I love that. I love that so much. And Georgia, there's one small problem that I personally have with this event in general. A little birdie tells me that you've never played a Final Fantasy game. With everything that you're seeing, all the passion and whatnot, has your interest been piqued at all?
But we're starting one now. We're doing it live, Georgia, now.
Yeah.
We're going to the whole of 14, all of it.
All of it.
All of 14, yeah.
Yeah, Mia's kindly said that, yeah.
Forget the rest of the event. We're just going to switch over to 14 now. You download it, and it's just going to be a 14 stream with Warchild.
Continuously, yeah.
No, I'm definitely piqued. I've loved working on this project. It's been amazing. I feel like I learned so much about the characters and the storyline and the themes. Like I've been deep in the quotes trying to find something that would work for a social media post without really understanding what's going on. So I feel like I've done a lot of research. But I have a slight problem in that I only own a Steam Deck on my work laptop.
No, Steam Deck is perfect. You don't understand.
Right.
Steam Deck is amazing. You can get Final Fantasy X on Steam, which is as I would say is probably the best game I would introduce to a new player. But
that was going to be my question. It's like, chat, Mia, Peter, where do I start?
Honestly, 14 is great. Oh, we just got another donation, by the way. Scared me again. £50 from Mango Lion. Thank you so much. I think as much as I love 14, it might be a little overwhelming for a brand new player to Final Fantasy. So what I would say is, because it's a whole MMO, you got to get your head around all the MMO stuff. Final Fantasy X, though, has voice acting. It's very, very classic Final Fantasy game, very approachable, and probably the easiest one to get into. That's what I always recommend. But if you want an MMO experience, 14, did you know that that there's this little game called Final Fantasy 14, and I've completely forgotten the copy pasta spiel, but it would have been amazing if I'd remembered it. But yeah, there we go. The critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy 14 has a free trial, including the award-winning Heavensward expansion and Stormblood now. You can play up to level, 70? Is it 17 now, chat? I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, if you ever wanted to get into 14, that's free. So, but yeah, this has been a very, very cool conversation. I will say we do have a very exciting giveaway going on Blue Sky right now. If nobody has checked that out, you can go over to my Blue Sky page. I'll post it in chat as well, and it'll be in the description of this video. But essentially, if you enter over there, you like the post, retweet, and follow Warchild, that is one entry. But we have a super secret question that if you go into the replies of that post and answer it, you get 10 more entries for
Ooh.
your response. Peter, do you know what the secret question is?
Do I?
Do
I
you?
Do I? No.
It's in the chat. Do you want me to say it instead?
I haven't got the chat. Where's the chat? Here.
You know what? I will copy paste it in the chat, and you can ask the question, the super secret question. Here we go. Chat to the side.
Is this in-call messages? Is that what I'm in?
I'll do the in-call message now.
Oh, this is exciting. Look, this is live.
There we go.
Right. Right. If you were to go to any, oh yes, this is good. So if I'll do it, Thancred. If you were to go to any location from a Final Fantasy game for a summer vacation, where would you go, and what?
Hell yes. So yeah, where would you go and why? Actually, since I've got you here, where would you go on a summer vacation?
I should have worn my Hawaiian shirt. I should have gone holiday Thancred for this. Oh, I mean, look, you know, even though it's brand new, I did quite like, you know, Tuliolal, and it's good to say as well.
Tuliolal, I love Tuliolal. It's
Oh,
so
it took
good.
us a long time in the booth. Tuliolal, 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 Tuliolal. Yeah, that's the big thing with the names. It's getting everywhere. Oh, but I love loads of them. But I quite like the idea that there's not many where. I always like the ones where the Scions all got together. You know, it's normally towards the end of a huge expansion. But I can't remember where the place was where we were all waiting for a boat at the end of Endwalker. Is your knowledge that good?
I mean, I've played it. I just can't remember what the location is called. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway,
maybe chat can help.
I'll happily holiday as long as Notkin can come along, and there's you know, as long as Graha's got his tacos and Urian's got his pineapple, we're all happy.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you would like to enter that giveaway, just as a reminder, go to the Blue Sky post, which will be in the description here, or in the chat if you haven't already seen that. And all you have to do for your bonus entries is just answer the question. If you were to go to any location from a Final Fantasy game for a summer vacation, where would you go and why? Why is key on there? Just don't just put the place name. Explain why you would go there. For me, it's going to be Costa del Sol, either the 14 version or the Final Fantasy 7 version. And both are very, very nice places to go on a beach holiday, let's say. But yeah, that is going to be all the time that we've got here on this little conversation with today. I want to thank you both so much for joining me today.
No, it was a pleasure.
It's been wonderful.
Yes.
Thanks to everyone, and
Of
yeah,
course.
please get involved with the campaign, and let's push it on. Let's get it out there because there's some great stuff there. Go and snatch it up quick.
Yes.
Bid.
Definitely. We got so many giveaways here as well. It's going to be fantastic. So I'm going to let you get back to your evenings as we have more games of Commander coming up. So we're going to take a small break right now, but until I see you again, chat, this is Mia.
Who's that?
That's me. That's me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
who are you, Georgia?
This is Georgia.
Well done. This is Thancred.
Heck yeah. Okay, we'll see you in a sec. Bye for now.